So the last part of this lab is to do some visualization for the data that we have. And we're going to do that using a histogram of age and BMI and a box plot of sleep time and age of diabetes onset. So the first thing we're going to do is make a histogram of age and BMI. So we first select the variables for age and BMI from the BRFSS data frame. The age variable is represented in the data by x.age G5 year, and then the BMI is represented by this. So again, to know what this means, we can go to the codebook and see that age 5 year, a value of 1 for this variable represents age from 18 to 24, a value of 2 represents age from 25 to 29, and so on. The next thing we want to do is make all variables numeric because, again, Databricks pulls them in as strings, and then we want to drop the NA values. So previously, we decided to impute the NA values. In here, we're dropping them. And the final step is to plot our histograms. So in here, we're setting up the plot. So first, we import the matplot lib for plotting and creating the figure. And then we create our figures using 2 subplots that are stacked vertically. And we use a figure size of 4 by 4 inches, and we do some manipulations to make sure that the plots fit well within the figure. The next step is we have the age histogram. So in this chunk of code, we basically clean up the data and we fix it so that we can properly visualize the ages using custom ticks because the age categories were within 5 ranges, within a range of 5 years. So for example, here we start with 18 to 25, that's our first tick, then 30 to 35, and so on. And we also have 0. And finally, we also do the same for BMI, and then we add legends. We add legends for the age histogram and for the BMI histogram, and these are the results that we get. So for the age histogram, we can see that most of the participants are aged between 55 and 70, and we also have many of them aged 80 and above, and then we see that younger ages have lower frequency counts. And here we can see the legend, and then for the BMI histogram, we can see that the largest frequency count is for those that are overweight. So those that have a BMI between 2,500 and 3,000. The last step of our visualization for this lab is to make a box plot of sleep time and age of diabetes onset. So in here, we again select the variables from BRFSS that represent sleep time and diabetes age, and we can see that this is the variable for sleep time, and then this is for diabetes age. The next thing, again, we make all variables numeric because Databricks pulls them in as strings. And then the final step here is we want to remove the entries where sleep time is 77 and 99, and where diabetes age is 98 and 99. And to understand why we're doing that, we go back to the code book and we look for the sleep time variable, and we can see that a value of 77 corresponds to an answer of don't know, not sure, and a value for 99 corresponds to refused. So we want to remove those values over here. We do the same for diabetes. So in here, we're removing all the values with 77 or 99. For diabetes, we're removing 98 and 99. And to understand why, we can also look at the code book for diabetes age. In here, we're making the sleep time and diabetes age series objects into data frames so that we can use them in the pandas boxplot function. And in here, again, we import matplotlib, and then we go ahead and plot the 2 box plots. And these are the two results that we get. The first figure is showing the box plots for sleep time. So in here, we can see the green line over here represents the median value for sleep time, which is around 7 hours. And then we can see that most of our data is ranging between 6 and 8 or 9 hours. And we can also see that we have many outliers ranging from around 1 hour to even 24 hours. And as for the diabetes age box plot, we can see that the median value is around 50, and we can see that our data is stacked between 40 and 60, and we also have some outliers. So this concludes lab day 2. If you have any questions, please go ahead and email me. And lab day 3 is going to focus on the case studies in each of these notebooks.